All right, and here we are for the sixth and final round of the Old Hunters Cup 2023 held in Prague this weekend. And this is again Antti Törmänen, one-time professional, doing the commentary. We'll be looking at two games. So we have a young Yaoling. I think I misspelled his name actually. Just a moment. There's apparently not a G here in the end. Young Yaolin. Okay, fixed. Against Jan Prokop, 6 dan from Czechia, who actually beat the European champion also the last round. So Jan Prokop has beaten two European professionals and Benjamin Trianguinaja in this tournament. So he's having a well, really good flow, we should say. So they're playing on board one here, and on board two we have Kim Dohyup, who currently holds the second place. He only lost to Yang Yaoling, playing against Cornel Burzo. Can we request that you follow Ali versus Palco instead? Do we have the relay anywhere? Let me see. Do we actually have 3 relays? Well, we don't have the Ali versus Palco game relay anywhere, so unfortunately I won't be able to do it. Yeah, so apparently there's some kind of camera, but unless somebody makes that into an OGS relay, then it's a little bit too much work. So, well, if somebody does that, then we can talk about it. Mm, what's going on in the Young Yawling game right now? What? Wait, so is this the Palco game? Ali versus Paul, or no, no, no. Okay, somebody's just fixing the move order. Sure. Yep. So that kind of action is starting. Ah, yeah. Okay, so let's just see the result sheet for a moment before we go into the games. So 5 rounds down. This is the last one. Young Yaolin has 5 wins and is the only one at 5 wins. Kim Dohyup is at 4 wins, having only lost to Young Yaolin. And looking at their sauce, it's technically possible that if Young loses this game and if Kim wins his game, then Kim might be able to take the first spot. Might. Conor Burzo. So technically, there's still some kind of possible entertainment here, or there might be a turnabout, let's say. Of course, if Young wins, then that's it then. And the third place is also a little bit open. So of course, if Jan Prokop beats Young, then Jan Prokop will have the third place for sure, if not even second, depending on Kim's game. Whereas if he loses, then it's still totally open. Like it's going to be a soft competition with many other people. Okay, but we know the two highlights here. So with that said, is it here? So here we have the young Yaling with Jan Prokop. Let's see this game from the start first. It's going to be a little bit confusing when I say Jan or Young. Okay, so there's some mistakes here in the order. I'll try to be careful. Well, white makes that kind of a question early. That's possible, sure. And a wedge. So black has to play from this side. Also here, white doesn't simply play the Atari, huh? Like usually you're expecting to see this Atari this way. Then, well, both honey and extension are possible. Let's just extend here. Or I guess it's descending in this case. Atari. And in some sabaki situations, you see white play this jump here for additional forcing moves. So it goes like this. And, well, in the sabaki situation also, white would play this for I shape here. But I remember when I studied with the AI, this cut is usually a little bit too good. Like, if this kind of a result happens and black gets this ponuki, then usually black can be happy, as far as I have seen. But since white has some support in the lower left corner, white could play a normal connection and then fight here, maybe. So this might be an option in this game. Even then, like, this jump is possible, but nowadays you see more often this diagonal move here as a possibility. So if black ignores, white can get a very nice forcing moves in this way. And then maybe also an extension here to get more influence. So rather than play elsewhere, usually black prefers to just fix the shape here. If black tries to revert the shape, white doesn't play the Atari. White can just simply connect here or play a tiger. So there's more aji with the p5 later on. So this way, and then it's usually some kind of extension on the lower side. Maybe one space in this game. Well, hard to say. Maybe both of them are possible. So that would be a sequence as well. White didn't play the p4 Atari in the game. White simply turned. And in the game, black simply extended here. So now it's like white didn't have to make this p4 Atari exchange, which actually makes it locally better for white now. This happened... sorry, okay, recorder's mistake then. I'm pretty sure that white actually played the Atari first, but okay, let's just skip past it then. Because if this happened, then usually white would prefer to, well, do almost anything else instead. Tiger or Keima or ignore it or play something here or play elsewhere. Okay. Okay, and it was also played this way, huh? Okay, so I guessed completely right, huh? Then we switch to upper side. Okay. AI Josie there. Push. Is push correct? Well, I guess it's fine enough. That's a move order mistake as well. Black played this jump first, of course. This is impossible. Okay. And I think the H18 peep was played at this point as well. Okay. Well, now it should be more or less right. And this must be some kind of AI Josie, which I'm not, unfortunately, too familiar with. This kind of result. Well, I'm guessing it's been researched with the AI, so most likely it's kind of even. White plays the attachment at this timing to force black's going down. If white simply does this, well, of course, first of all, black cannot play here, right? White's going to cut. This would get captured immediately, but black would, I guess, try to tarry first. But okay, it doesn't make. So this way black could get out, huh? So white will not cover. I think white will simply connect here and let black escape with the heaviest group on Earth, most likely. So that's not an option for black. Black would... not sure about this diagonal. Isn't just extending better if we want to force something? Well, I guess black would just hurry here. White will take more stones. Okay, let's exchange it. But I guess it's something more or less like this. So at least black could get a pawn key on the left side. Seems like that's not what white wants. White instead thinks. Yeah, so white wants to avoid that pawn key. He attaches here. If black tries to Atari now, white will connect, and it means white doesn't need to play f15 anymore. Also, black still has the problem here. So white may be able to save one stone at f15 for the capture. If my logic here doesn't make sense, then it's probably because I'm getting a little bit tired. It's late in the day here. But, well, I don't see problems here. Well, if I say something weird, just correct me, right? That's what the audience is here for. And we have Fredda watching as well. So this way, I guess we call AB as a good exchange because A is a little bit on the outside. It can give a forcing movement around C. Whereas normally, if white didn't make the exchange, then later on, well, as we saw, black could get the D Atari for good shape. Then black extended on the upper side. That's very big. Okay, white jumps immediately. Black Ataris and white ignores. So is this the current point in the game? Yeah, we're at this point. So from the looks of it, white will try to live on the left side, but that actually doesn't look very promising. Here, do we just extend or do we play honey? Maybe just extend. This. This. Do we want to play this at this timing? White would ignore it, I guess. Well, given black's liberty issues, well, it's still not very interesting for white. But I guess at least we can also cut black around here, or one of these two moves, and make a fight over there, huh? Is this the kind of thing that white's looking for? If it's a honey, tiger will revert the shape. This will also revert the shape, so it would have to be here, but white can cut at this timing, right? This looks like a bit much for black to handle. And of course, cutting is possible, but that will give white a pawn key, so in general, we don't want that. Just pushing is possible, huh? Just pushing might be a little bit better. So it's going to be here. But there's a difficult capturing race to think about in the corner in that case. That could get complicated. Oh, he connected? Trying to... Yeah, okay, so black just fixed everything. That wasn't very well advised, I think. So now if white simply cuts, black will of course connect here and treat this down slightly. Well, for the time being, white has to escape anyway. So white's busy. Maybe white will try to bump, but I think black will go out, and if white cuts, then what's going on? If we simply do like this, white's going to win a capturing race easily, huh? Actually, I guess he can even poke through here first. But if black has to throw in, then it's also not very interesting. I guess the bump will happen, huh? White cannot simply cut here. White has to make it into a little bit more of a fight. Well, it's also possible white bumps and then black goes back here, huh? Since this means the c5 stone is captured. But it's going to be some sort of sabaki here, and it's still kind of nice for white, actually. Huh. Ah, this happened? Really? Okay, not a big fan, but let's see how it goes. Ah, okay, it's not much of a sabaki, huh? This way cutting is not possible. Like this, then there's a little bit too many cutting points, huh? I guess black can just cut immediately in this case. Yeah, this is not anything for white. Black always has this monkey jump connection at a15 or a13, so that's going to be fine. So if c5 is captured and white cannot get a good result here, then mostly white's dealing with a heavy group of his own. And, well, then the left side result will be just a little bit slow for white. But I guess it can still be a kind of game. Well, depends on what will happen on the lower side afterwards. It seems possible that if the A group has to escape, then black will naturally get some stones around B, which is going to make the C stones weaker. Like, for example, this way, this way, this way, this kind of a flow. Black has a connection here. Black has a connection here, so those two are Miai. Black can just keep playing out. This kind of a result will happen, I guess. So usually we would just say that white created trouble for himself. That's it. Black can get a cent to play a big move elsewhere. Although there's nothing extremely big in this game. Maybe keep chasing in the center. Well, we caught up with this game, so I guess we can have a look at the second one. So here we have Cornel Burzo, 6 done against Kim Dohyb, 7 done. What's going on here? So there's a captured group in the lower right corner. That's white territory. The K4, K6 shape is very weird. And I'm not sure what to think about the M16 region either. How does this kind of a shape come up? Let's see. This way, huh? Old style pincer, that's a nice change. Okay. Simply 3 point, that's a bit slow looking. Then wedge. That's already a bit slow for black. That's good. Sorry, I was just reading the comments for a little bit. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, just write them in the Twitch chat. I'll be happy to answer. Touch here, huh? Of course, if we play normally, we will just block from the corner, right? So we will see this white honey. Play the Joseki as normal. White would cut at this point, I guess. And, well, we could turn, then take hold of the corner. This already doesn't give white a very good shape on the lower side. Like, white usually wants to play 2-space extension, but the black stone is on the way. So he can just get a 1-pointer. Also, black can play around here first. So if black wants the kind of a slow and steady game, I think this would be possible. But white might play something like a K-mine instead, of course. Or who knows, white might play from this side also. Or black might not turn, black could also just take the corner. White will push. Usually play the pushes up to here, then here. So black can get some more territory in the right side. And then again, probably back to J3 and start living on the lower side. Then of course, I think the outside honey is possible as well. So we get one of the other complicated Joseki sequences here. So white would play honey in the corner. Black would connect like this. White would cut. Then play at hurry and extend with kind of good shape like this, right? If you ever try to play this in your own game, just you have to be careful that you have the ladder for this. Like, if black's able to connect here without white getting to capture black like this, white would be in big trouble actually. But usually it's the case that white has the ladder. So black will take this one. I think this happened in one of the earlier games, streamed games in this tournament. Not sure if it was Ali playing or somebody. In that game, white played this double honey immediately, and it becomes this kind of funny looking exchange. But I think there wasn't a stone at J3 in that game though. I think AI says it's playable even without ladder, but it's very confusing. In some times, yes, also it depends on the surroundings. But there are also scary moments for it. Okay, if we want to be sure about this, I guess white could first play this turn here, then double honey. And then like this, black connects, white takes the ladder. Usually it's kind of big to play O5 here. And, well, finally white might finish the ladder, capture here, or maybe play some faster move like O10 nowadays, right? This Joseki is confusing regardless. It's kind of confusing, yes. Also, I would argue that in this game it's kind of nice for white. White gets a very nice right side position, and well, the J3 stone feels like it could be at least one, maybe 2 lines closer to the white stones in the lower left corner. Now it's not... J3 is not putting so much pressure on white, and it's also a little bit close to the already super strong black position in the lower right corner. So maybe not the best fit in this game. So I guess with that said, usually black would like to play from the corner here. He played the 3-3 in the game. I wonder about this shape, it's a bit confusing. Like there's this 3-3 Joseki, right? Like this. And a jump, which is a possible move. And black can wedge here. And in the game now we have an extra black stone at R6. if we just play this normally, white might connect here, and black can think about n3 and r6 in this shape. But usually n3, I guess. And white can think about closing of the corner with something like r6, but just as well white can also play elsewhere. It's not like the outside strongs are very much under pressure. But now when we go to the game, where black already has this r6 stone, so if we connect, black jumps here. Well, actually, white cannot be bad here. Like, even if white connects and the white stones don't have much to do, black's completely in the third line, and there's even an opening at L3. So black almost has no territory at all. I mean, black has territory, but it's very small. So I wouldn't really mind this one as white. But I think we can optimize it further, because as we also covered earlier, white has the ladders in this case. So I think rather than play a slow connection here, white could play something like a Keima here. So anyway, if black does something else, I'm thinking this block here is pretty big. But if we are saying that black should jump here, then, well, white's more happy with a stone at 07 than at 05, because the shape is much more flexible. We can maybe shoulder hit here if we want to, or we can just play elsewhere. Well, I guess then we can argue that black might try to fight back with a move like n4. And, well, try to aim for something like this, right? Actually, it doesn't look too good. White can instantly capture something. Well, I guess if it was me, I would do something flexible like this. Here, it's probably not too bad for white, but I'm usually kind of happy if I get to play this 05 cut in this way. Then black played elsewhere. Yeah, okay, M17 is always big, right? Shoulder hit. Probably trying to set up something for the 05 stone. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so... I see, I see. So what white wanted was for black to play here. So white can play Atari from this side, and when black goes out, white has this textbook Tesuji here, this wedge. And so basically the idea is if black tries to resist, then... sorry. Not exactly in this order, huh? Well, this kind of super squeeze might be the outcome. So this is the design white had in mind. And black found it out at this timing. Black didn't escape. But I think if white gets this Ponduki, then it's already a little bit good for white. Most likely. Usually getting a Ponduki is better than getting just this K4 stone, because this still has Aji remaining. Ponduki shape is perfect already. So with that in mind, I guess black just had to simply extend here. Do not give white the setup. Okay, so then black went to the left side. White started building the right side framework. That's also big. L17, huh? Well, locally it's a fine shape, huh? If black doesn't defend and does something else, let's say, okay, that's a big move, right? White can push through and cut here. Although, in this game, white again doesn't have the ladder, so he cannot capture black like this. He would need to simply extend. I think this is maybe not too bad for black if this happens. Aji remains with the cut stone, and black gets to live in the corner. So we might argue that white will cut from the other side, but even if the black cornerstones are captured, this Ponduki is usually good enough. Also, the corner has some Aji. So, well, if this happens, this way white is just about fine. black's captured first, right? But black can also simply extend. And then basically any move around here is threatening to run out with S15. In a sense, if we want to play it optimally, we can just throw the stone at around here and aim at Q17. Or if we want to make it a little bit more heavier, then I guess it's not losing much. We could do it like this as well. Basically force white to do something like this, get all the forcing moves, and then leave on the right side. So I think, although of course it's not a, it probably cannot be called a mistake, but in a sense this move is defending against something that's not a problem. Okay, so white closed off lid. I guess this right side is almost white territory in this case. But where is the border? Yeah, black can reduce around there. Touch. Sure. Okay, so we just call it white territory. Except that if you remember, something still happened on the right side later. This is how it comes. Okay. So white pretty much just let black leave on the right side and took the corner in exchange. Otherwise, if we were being fair, well, descent should be more or less black's privilege. So we can say that the shape used to look like this. So we can also say black gets the Hane connection in this shape. So black had 12 points in the corner. And white had, let's say the border is like this maybe. Well, call it about 40 points there. So white had 28 points more. So we traded like this. Like this. And T6 is basically white sent, so black doesn't have Hane connection. White has 22 points here. And we can say black has like 5 points on the right side. So compared to the other one, white's 10 points down here. Of course, what is different in this case is that well, technically the black A group is a bit weaker, but because black also has forcing moves around B, for example, it's not too weak in the end. Not sure I like this white. But of course, black did play the Hane, so if white simply answered this way, it would still be 2 points more for black. White disliked that, so white went all in. Lots of corner trading today. Lots of trading indeed. Well, if it was me, I think I would still just keep the right side, but I can understand the feeling of white wanting to fight back here. But maybe I would then at least argue that white should also get a move around here first. Is that any better? White would have more territory in the right side. Maybe White's arguing that even like this, he can still aim for. No, this group is pretty strongly alive. Hmm. How to evaluate this corner trade now that the stability of J3 and R6. Well, R16 is mostly fine because it's related to this weak black shape around N13. Also, moves around S12 are most likely White's privilege. So White's groups didn't take so much of a damage. Also, the lower side, as we also covered, the black A group is mostly fine because of black's follow-up forcing moves B. White will get some forcing moves against it, but it's probably not such a big deal. And then, as we covered, White lost about 10 points as opposed to simply responding. So I'm not seeing the future value here much. Okay, so black played here immediately. Also later on, jump at M4 is black center, I think. J3, huh? J3 is a bit slow. Hmm. Extremely passive. It's not like White could easily play J3 himself anyway, right? Black plays something else. Well, White can connect here and let black go through, but that's usually not a problem. This way, because black played the game of C7 earlier, there's just no problem whatsoever. So simply having to extend here feels a bit weird. At least play a game, I guess, if you do something. So either you have a E2 follow-up, or if White answers, then, well, you got slightly more in the corner incentive. I guess if it was me, I will just play in the upper left corner for now. There's not too much to do on the lower side. So, so that was center. This far. Black's actually kind of worried about his group, it seems like. Okay. Yeah, so Black's defending all the... What? Even... okay, because he can connect underneath, he's saying. And White jumps. Somehow this seems like... I mean, White's play is looking really overconfident somehow. I mean, if you look at this result, Black got the lower left corner, Black got lots of territory in the lower side. There's the possibility of still getting to connect like this. Black keeps center. So Black plays here in the game, right? So the left side is also Black territory. Where are the White points in this game? Lower right corner. So 24 points over there. A little bit upper left corner. Of course, White's missing moves, so that's something too. But Black also has quite a bit. I see almost 60 points for Black. Well, White's missing move, that's about 12 points at this point. I guess with the strong center position, White can still... White's not too bad. I would like Black, but it's still a long game. Okay, that's White's privilege, more or less. Ow, Black resisted. Okay, and this is where we are at this point of the game. So is there a cutting point? There is a kind of a cutting point, but white also gets a little bit busy this way. It's probably a bit of a stretch to try to kill this black group here. Okay, so white simply turned. So if black connects here, so for example, this way black might get cut, but white's going to get captured. Is he? Is this some kind of weird capturing race that black loses in the end? Well, it's going to be some kind of a ko at least. Well, white could play down first, huh? But still some kind of a ko shape here. Cut this way first. Connect. Connect. So this one white wins. Need to go out once. Still white wins. So that's the kind of reading, huh? That's the kind of reading. Okay, so it looks like black's going to have to sacrifice the 4 stones here. If he has to sacrifice them, then we need to think about how exactly. So for example, I guess we should try to get forcing moves first. This. And maybe something like cutting here is an idea. So if white tries to hold on to his stones, then I think black can capture these cutting stones. So having a stone at 011 is kind of valuable. Without it, it just doesn't work, right? Black needs 011. So this would happen, I guess white would somehow fix the shape. And this is some pretty bad dodgy, huh? Well, white cannot connect either. Or can he? Usually this becomes some kind of an issue finally. Around here. So that could be a problem. White's disconnected. What's going on here? This. And do we just connect here? And like this? Do we give this kind of thing to black? What's going on? That would be one swap again. Done finally. Well, if this happens, I guess black has nothing to complain about. Used to be white's area and everything. Okay, so okay, in the game black just turned, so white got to cut with a ponki shape. Well, kind of looks interesting as well for black. White's upper right corner is damaged. I was about to say damaged. Yeah, cut there. So white has to live in the upper right corner now. Should be possible if we get a little bit creative. Something like a kick here, maybe. Keima. Kind of a shape. So now white has a bit over 40 points in the lower right corner. So white's territory situation got better. Yeah, now the territory is more or less even. So white's busy in the upper right corner. White has to leave over there. I guess black's still a little bit ahead. It's not corner trading, it's corner trading. Can we go through board 3 while they make few more moves in boards 1 and 2? So do we have a board 3? Did somebody write that for us? I still don't have the SGF. I cannot see it on online Go. I mean OGS. So as long as I don't have the SGF, I cannot do anything about it. That link is not helping me much now. I mean, even if there's some kind of a video behind it, I could scroll. It's still quite a bit of work for me to transcribe it again here. Yeah, if you can transcribe it to me, then we can have a look at it. Sure. So if you can do that for me, then give me the link and then we can have a look. That's fine for me. I guess that takes a few minutes, so in the meantime we can switch back to the Young Yalin with the John Prokop game. Here we are. Okay, this is really quick. So last time we were looking at this, I think it was here. It's here, right? I just need to get to the right branch. So bump happened, black connected here. Yes. Really? No, that's not possible. No. Ah, so white did play the attachment after all. Here. Okay, so the cut happened. No. Sorry, this is so difficult to navigate. So this connection didn't happen. At this moment, white played the bamboo. So white basically made sure that black doesn't have a connection at b9. Black simply cut. So white runs out. Okay, so that's a center. So now a10 and a13 are in MIA for black. White connected. So black makes the cut here, which is big for entering the lower side. White could have played peacefully like this, but he thought it wasn't good enough, so he started fighting. Two spacer, huh? Well, looking at how this goes, I think I would have played the peaceful way. It seems like white will just get more busy in this area. The shape is not very strong. Also, J4 area is fine for now, huh? Okay, some liberty issues there. And finally, white's fine with the 3 stones getting captured. So basically, white says he could sacrifice them without big loss, and he got something on the right side. Okay, black took them. How's the territory balance in this game? Also, I wonder what's up with the Aji on the lower side. There's still something. Still cannot see how J4 goes. J4 still has something for sure. Right side has S9. Right side could be like 20 points for white if we're optimistic. Call lower side 15 at most for white. let's say the lower side and upper left corner for white, total like almost 20 points, a bit more than 20. So white's at 40, slightly more. It's white's turn, game is early, let's call that 12 points. 43, 53-ish. Black has over 60. Yeah, okay, so just by normal territory, this is going to be a hard game for white. So he started doing something. Okay, so we have the link here. Just in a moment, I'll swap over to there. Let's first see what happened here. It seems like Black got some trouble for himself for no reason. So Black used to have the upper side group. Now it turned into this strong group over here that captures 2 stones. But at the same time, Black got cut at 015. And if the whole chunk on the right side here becomes white, that's a very big increase to white's former territory. That's almost 30 points more than I counted originally. Well, maybe 25 points more. So black actually has to make sure he can get something like this doesn't just become white territory like this. I cannot see anything obvious though. Has to try to set up something for this cut here. But when white is so strong around, it's hard. Even like this, is it even possible for white to keep extending? Yeah, even this is possible. It doesn't matter if the white chip gets cut here because white's fine in the corner. Oh, 11? So try to set up some kind of a net, huh? Well, in a sense, yes. P14 is also a center. So we are looking at something like this, and like this, huh? With a possible further reduction here. That's some reduction, but I think that's still almost 20 points more for white than I counted. Also, I didn't read if it's possible for white to just resist. This might be possible, actually. I think this resistance is also possible, yes. Hard to say. Not looking very promising for black to me. If Jan Prokop wins this game too, then that's going to be... he's going to have a great tournament in that case. Overall. We should root for him, I guess. As Europeans. Okay, but since we got... so Competitive Wish over here has made a relay of... I mean transcription of the board 3 game, so I'll just quickly open it and we can have a look at that one too. I need to get the link first. Here. We'll open this. Now, how do I make this in the easiest way? I guess I'm going to take one of these views, duplicate, call it main view 3. I just need to do some streaming magic here. So this is Ali Jabarin 2P versus Pavel Lisi 2P. Ali Jabarin 2P black against Pavel Lisi 2P white. And in this one, we don't have this, but we have this. Paste duplicate. And that's this one here. I see. No, this got mixed up. Almost there. Bear with me for just a moment more. By the way, I somehow thought Prokop is 7 done. Am I mistaken? I'm pretty sure he's 6 done. His score is a little bit below 6 duns actually. Last time I checked anyway. Must have been a dream, huh? So now, if I do this, now we have Ali Jabarin 2P as black, we have Pavel as white. Everything should be fine then. Okay. So let's see, I guess we're going to have some kind of AI Joseph again, lower right corner. Seems like the game is just starting. Okay, let's see. Ali as black. Okay. Ah, this 3-3 invasion, huh? Didn't see this in a while. Sure. 3-3 here as well. Okay, yeah, the cutting variation. Why doesn't black switch directions here? Right side doesn't seem interesting to me. I would just cut here for sure. It's like this. Is the ladder good for white? No, the ladder is not good for white. White cannot even play this way. White has to play the Kema in that case. Black can play well, one of the two follow-ups on the lower side. I would play this way as black if, well, if it was me playing, because the right side doesn't seem like anything special. But alright. Then the cutting variation. Oh, the double attachments. That's interesting. What? Okay. No, that's some sequence. And this is the point of the game, huh? I'm not very comfortable with black's shapes overall. The lower side stones at K3 are just going to become a burden. White lived a bit too easily with the O3 capture. Also, why doesn't black play the Atari when he can? Are we saying that... But black's liberties don't change. Yeah, so this is going to be fine, right? But it seems like if black could get it, then black should get it, right? It's not like not playing it is losing something. But he didn't. So white took this time to get back here. Now usually black would be fine with this, because this could be called a slow white move. But he's a bit too busy, huh? Also, is this right? White shouldn't play here on the lower side. Why not, I wonder? So on the right side, black can do something like this, but white still lives pretty easily. I guess black has to connect here, and then white relies on this co-fight and just does something altogether different. Get a ladder breaker, maybe. Well, even like this way, it should be fine for white, though. Okay, let's see a bit earlier. What is up here? White could think about the combination immediately as well, huh? This way, white gets to capture 2 stones no matter what. So we are looking at something like this, huh? Well, we could argue that the black gets a nice shape in center a little bit too easily. But at least if you're going to do it, you usually don't want to exchange L2 for K3. So maybe there was some... Alright, black did respond like this. I'm not really understanding here. So why doesn't white just simply push through? If black does this, white can just cut here. 2 black stones are going to get captured. Is black going to play like this? It still doesn't fix it. I guess I just cannot read. Something like this. Fight really hard just to get those stones captured. I guess technically black could do it, but I'm not sure I like this kind of result anymore. So... By my earlier logic, black should be happy with just this, because we got to exchange L2 for K3 as well. So I guess I would do this. Such a mystery. And as white, I would go for it immediately since it works. It does work, right? Am I missing something really simple? It's not like black can get out from here, right? There's no mystery move that just works. Hmm. Such a weird corner. Somebody will have to try to interview the players afterwards. So white played here, so black was able to play a different shape. Also, if this happens, this cut is not big. And here? Well, black's argument is that he doesn't want to give up the cutting stones. But I guess that at least in that case you want to take the white eye shape also away. He didn't do that, so white got to play there. Finally, it's like white has two settled groups and one running one. Black has two running groups, so black's mostly creating trouble for himself, in my opinion. Then a honey and then a cut. So next fight coming up, I guess. Well, so far I like white here, but let's see what will happen. Okay, so no questions about this game so far, it seems. I guess we can get back to one of the others. So the Jan Prokop versus Jan Yaoling didn't develop so much, so we don't need to go back there yet. Cornell's game with Kim Do-hyuk has proceeded quite a bit. Let's go here. So last time we were looking, we were somewhere around here, right? Okay, so we have some 40 moves. White lives in the corner, I guess. Push it. Yeah, that's a shape point anyway. Yeah, okay, so white goes down, white's live for sure. Black fixes the shape. That's big endgame at least. So black's all connected, white gets a connected shape here. This is also stabilizing the H8 group. Is this necessary? He was afraid of something like black jumping around a K9, for example. Okay. Black's turn to play some endgame there. Do-hyuk is playing kinda relaxed. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this peep is kind of nice. When you have this peep, then it means that day 10 invasion is not going to work out anymore. Even if white tries it. Now with the back... What? Now with the back up, basically black can contain the white stone. Page 17, huh? Yeah, it's big. Ah, so white starts peeping instead, huh? But if that's the best he can do... Yeah, okay, something like that. Sure. That's big for territory, but black's not going to respond. Okay. So just like this, both players are playing it simple. What's the score in this case? Well, I guess we can just go forward a little bit in that case. L2 is big, yeah? That's also a big one. Jump is normal, sure. Okay, so black wants some centimus here before going back to play Q. Well, I guess it's P14, huh? This is where we are at right now. White connects there. At this point, black needs p14, I think. This timing. So if that happens, oops, that happens, well, this looks like this. There's nothing very big, so I guess white's going to get those. I guess it's something like this and like this. And that's black's. If like this, then the game is almost done. So now we can count. "61, 62 for white. 68.5 with Komi. Okay. I get like 61 or 62 for black. So it's basically even on the board, but the difference is that now we're at the end game, so Komi is worth more than center. It means it's a tight game, but white's going to win this one. Okay, so black... Why doesn't he play p14? It's weird. Cutting here, huh? Well, in any case, since we saw that black is a little bit down on points if playing normally, it makes sense for black to try to get a bit more. So fighting is a good option here. Black has to do... Okay, black got that in center, that's already a profit. Can black get that too? Black got that too, that's also a small profit. Well, this game might still be interesting, going into the end game. I'm expecting a white win, but it's quite close. Alright. If that's what's going on right now, how was it earlier? I think at some point I was saying that black's actually kind of doing well. So what was black's mistake then? So this happened. Not totally sure about black's end game here. But I guess the cut, huh? What is this end game supposed to be again? I guess it's not too bad. Here, it's not sure. So there's the question of if you play Atari here first or not. Most likely it is a good idea to exchange it, just to keep a white a little bit busier, but I think that's a detail. This point... This one is big because it gives the L2 stuff as a center follow-up. So probably at this point black should Normally speaking, go back. Anyway, this shape here is weird. It doesn't fix the cutting point, it doesn't really attack. It doesn't really defend. Not a fan of this one. I think I would rather just get the points here, for example. So that's nice for white. Yeah, I think white caught up a little bit here. Black's playing a lot of valueless moves around here. So if black lost the game, it may have been because of what happened on the lower side. Okay, it's going forward. It's already here. Just answer, is that correct? I thought black should first play here, no? Or it doesn't make a difference? Maybe it doesn't make a difference. White gets to play d14 now in center. Ah, black did play it. Stream changed. Yeah, okay, the stream changed to my move. Okay, it's going to be an end game, so we can just return in maybe 10 or 20 minutes and see how it ended. So then let's go to... Well, let's catch up with Jan Prokop and Yang Yaoling here. It's still in the middle game complication. Oh no, actually it went quite a bit forward. Okay, that's good. Ah, so N11, huh? Sure. And that's a center, yes. Uh, hmm. Well, black went in for a big and complicated fight here. This could almost be game decisive, so... Well, he must have read it carefully, of course. This kind of a move might be game losing. I mean, Q15 looks normal, right? But if you play this one and you have to go down here to keep black eyeless, then you should ask yourself if you should just connect instead. So that now you maybe don't need to play S14 anymore, since it's not black's 100% center. Okay, let's see. Jump. Can this be right? So, wait, so what's going on? Black's going to cut? Is white going to go in here? Black connects. Turn. Okay, already black plays here. Ah, so black really wants to get O11 for him. No? So we're looking at this instead now. Yeah, I see. That's good style, actually. So either white has to fight a ko or white lost the liberty here. Hmm. I see. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, just simply playing this is not doing much. So is the reading that here black would actually lose it, huh? If black makes an eye, yeah, that's a pretty clear loss. And even if removing, yeah, it doesn't matter. So that way black would not be doing well. Hence, he has to play here. And yeah, without all of these shared liberties, it suddenly looks a lot harder for white. So white can just give up the 3 stones here if he wants to. And I mean, black will give up the 3 stones and just win the main race. Huh. So this might be a huge blunder, huh? But shape-wise, it is correct, though. Should it have been a trade? Looks possible. This could have been actually quite reasonable, since white got some extra in the center and in the upper right corner, so he could just get a solid shape in the center. That may have made sense. But I'm still thinking that maybe this may have been too thoughtless. If white had connected instead, then white could already have jumped here, played here. If like this, I cannot see white losing any kind of a capturing race. And there's not even much room for variation. I wonder if it's that simple. It might be I'm still missing something, but looks a lot better than the game already. Hmm. So now we are going for the co-fight. Well, that's not looking promising for white anymore. As long as it's some kind of a co-fight, I'm thinking black is good here. Okay. So with that scene, Cornell's game is going where? Is this up to date? Okay, so it didn't go too much forward. We don't need to go back there yet. So we can have a look at the Ali versus Pavel game, huh? Here. It went a little bit forward. So we were at the point when black played Hane and, well, Ali as the black played Hane, Pavel as white cut. Made an eye. That was center, huh? So pretty normal running fight. Uh, so with this, black's basically alive on the right side. White got J9, which is nice against the lower side, yeah. So the black stones there are almost captured now, I think. And if the 3/4 stones are captured, it means white center stones are fine. So now black chooses to switch to attacking the upper side. Okay, so aims at some liberty issues. So in case black simply covers, white's going to play Atari Atari, like a true professional, huh? Yep, but so that's not an option for black. Black needs to do something more like jump here. But so white's going to push here, and black cannot easily block because this is still an issue. Well, I guess it actually has to be that way, huh? Not the best shapes for black overall. Hmm. Yeah, the fighting is not going very well for black here. White already had a nice position on the lower side. But okay, there's some fighting on the upper side, but black's also a little bit busy with the two center stones here, the cutting stones at A. So he doesn't have very free hands. But if, for the sake of argument, black just quits the fight, I think white's still kind of happy just connecting here. Because basically all black has is the upper side, left side potential. He even kind of owes a move around here now. White's already got quite a bit of territory overall. Lower side capture, if that's called a capture, and on the right side, lower left corner. Plus the fact that black played one move more. Hmm. Okay, we've seen all the 3 games to a nice point, and it seems like they're slowing down a little bit. So I think this is a good moment for a short break time here. I'll go get something for myself to drink because my throat is feeling a little bit dry over here. So I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'll put a nice pause view here. Okay, let's make it like this. Yeah, so I'll be back shortly. Alright, we're back here. Seems like the games are starting to speed up, or we seem to be getting to the exciting points now. So first with the Yan Yang game. Yan Yang. So we had this black wedge here, which started the co-fight. I pushed, black captured. That was a co-threatened left side, I guess. Hmm. Like in some sense, I might even think about as black just to finish the co-fight here. Because black would be getting a lot that he didn't used to have. And even if white gets a capture here, there's still the Aji remaining in the center. Black's going to get some nice moves around here. And if white wants to keep the stones captured with this kind of a move, maybe. Is that even the right one? Like, it's difficult for white to even keep black captured. And even if he manages it, well, black's going to get some more, let's call it compensation, by capturing the rest of the white center. So I think that was an option. If black doesn't do it, it means that black thinks he can get something even more from the co-fight. When I think he had the game won already. So, well, let's see. So white's got to connect here. Black captures back. White's threats are getting smaller and smaller. Wait, what's this shape? This just wins, huh? Just wins easily. Well, of course, white could try to play like here for some kind of endgame call, but it's no good. Black wins by resignation here. So black connected and white figured he cannot win the call. So that means... So Young Yaoling wins this game, and that means he has a pure result now. 6 games, 6 wins. So Young Yaolin also wins the tournament in that case. Congratulations to him. And with this, Jan Prokop probably goes back to possibly 3rd place, depending on how SOS works and so on. But with this, the gold medal has been decided, and now we can go see Kim Do-hyuk's game with Conor Burzo, which looks like this. Seems like towards the end of the end game already. In this, sorry, this game, strongest young, huh? So earlier we were looking at around here, I think. Okay, that was a mistake here. That's weird. Something looks a bit off here. is aiming for the eyes, but white's all connected. This didn't make any sense. Okay, black did something weird. Might be a recorder's mistake as well. So L1 is just there? No, there's got to be a recorder's mistake again. Okay, I'm not going to trust this. Okay, but at least at this point again, game is relatively peaceful. Wait, so black set up the co and white just captured. Black needs only one co-threat for this. For example, Atari in the center. And next, black's winning the co is going to be pretty much center. So white needs to have a really big threat. I think white doesn't have this kind of a threat anywhere. So white will connect. Then what's going on? There's two big captures. This one is bigger. Then it's this one. Okay, let's say white also gets this one here. Get lost, they are playing this code too fast. White wins by resignation, huh? Okay, so apparently we don't know exactly the moves after this, but white won this game by resignation. So with this, Kim Do-hyuk has 5 wins and 1 loss. Only lost the strongest Young. World's strongest Young, huh? So Kim Do-hyuk takes the 2nd place, and 3rd place is going to be with some kind of sauce lottery. So that's it for these 2 games. Let's see if we have a little bit more of Ali with Pavel then. Here. Yeah, okay, so this one is still going, so we can have a little bit more of entertainment. Wait, what's going on? Okay, that center is a mess. So we were looking at the game at around here. Black played a jump. White extended, threatening some kind of a attacking sequence here. So black had to answer. White cut. Okay, so black goes for a squeeze on the lowers. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this is a kind of nice shape for causing trouble for white. And so that's kind of a drive. Corner lives barely. K5 is black's center, so yeah, he's going to attach here. And white has to fight in this way because black's threatening J1 at all times. Yeah, so the center white stones have to be saved, so this is all center. Then the G2 stones cannot be captured yet. What? Okay. Okay, so cutting the black position here. The J6 stones are captured, so... Oh, that's some nice endgame lower side. But okay, N17 is also huge. I think in general white's still doing very nicely here. Also, this black shape is terrible. Yeah, black shape is in pieces here. What? I think black must have been short on time in this game. This is probably a scribe mistake. I'm thinking black played this side and then white played here and then black connected. Because otherwise, if it was this order, then white would just simply cut through. So there's just a scribe mistake there. Really? Might be some move order problem here as well. But co-fight going on, huh? So all of the lower side is white. All of the center is... black doesn't have anything in this game, huh? Even the co-fight here is good for white, but white doesn't need to win it. White just gets a need to... Basically just the white group itself has to survive. Okay, so that's a trade then. Can black somehow capture... Monkey jump is captured, huh? Yeah, okay, so white gave it up and just plays normally. I guess even that should be good enough, yeah. They don't care about the center, huh? Okay, white does. That's some blitzing. Are they even thinking? How can it be so... Ah, okay, so it's catching up with the stream, I guess. Catching up with the stream, of course. Yeah, this kind of blitzing would be impossible otherwise. So I guess because it stops here, this is probably pretty much as far as we go. Black surrounding the upper left corner for territory. White's swallowing up the center, more or less. Well, if it's all captured just like this, it's probably a bit too much. So I imagine black's trying to find some kind of a nice combination here. Not exactly how though. No, I guess black's going to try to sacrifice it, huh? How is the territory? So let's say... Well, I guess white shouldn't be too modest. He can at least try to get this first and finish it. Let's say black gets the left side. And then white might as well just cut here. Black has trouble getting even 80 points. This is not going to be a contest. Okay, white played extremely solid instead. But that's not going to work. I guess this game is going to be finished quickly soon. I cannot see a way for black to turn this around. Can this center somehow survive? Like, make an eye there? Wait a second, this can live. How did white let that happen? This cut was pretty severe, huh? It's more necessary. But if it's not played, then... Well, then even the white shape is just wrong. It should have been this instead. I guess like this black would have had a much harder time. This and then here. That would probably not live. What? So now it's going to be a co-fight? But why wouldn't black just have played this instead? I don't... White can do... Well, to be precise, we should start from here. Oh, but it's maybe not... If white goes for the attack, then we do this. Black has to do... White has to do this. We do this. Here. That's strictly not send, but if black gets to capture, then he's going to get eyes. So white would have to do here. It's more complex than I thought, huh? Well, that's a co-fight finally. Mhm. But if white has to defend, then this would live. If directly playing, then this could happen, huh? Actually, this looks kind of promising as well. Hmm. Okay, white might be barely fine here. Huh. Yes, the game goes... Black's thinking about connecting here. Black could just play here. This one, Atari. This is going to be a co-fight for a living. But if possible... Did black just... How did he allow that? I wonder if you have the right move order, because there's so many dubious moments here. There's at least a few ones that I think... Well, mostly it's correct, of course. But like, for example, here, the fact that now there's a cutting point here makes a big difference to everything. So the timing at which black played the moves. Hmm. This working? Here. This one. It's not enough. I think black's just getting captured here now. Black seems to be getting captured. If black had just simply gone for this one, there could have been a... I'm copying correctly, so it must be from upstream. But at least this one, for example, seems fairly straightforward. Black could have had a co-fight. Instead, black played this too early. It gave white this Atari, which gives white this one, which removes most of the black potential eye shape there. So that's just a clear error from black's play in that case. But also I wonder why white is not playing the Atari when he can. There shouldn't be any reason not to play it. So here... There's some fun. Okay. So this got played, black connected here. This requires white to like this. So here, I can get this one. I can also get this one. And black still captured. Looks like white has it all read out correctly. Yeah, I cannot see anything for black here. It's going to get captured. I think the game's going to get finished here in just a few more minutes. Most likely black had some better chances in the center, but it's hard to say with the move orders and everything. But anyway, to begin with, white had a little bit of a too easy of a time ever since the fight on the lower side, which kind of well, actually, from the lower right corner already, black was a little bit too busy. Like when we were talking about the fighting around here, black was the one with two weak groups. White's the one with a generally strong position. And then white got to play this peep, so the lower side stones were almost captured. So it was kind of a good game for white from the start. It's difficult for black to get back into the game after this. Black tried his best. he did do some proper fighting for sure, but well, white kept it under control, we should say. So, wonder if we're getting to the finish soon. I would be expecting a resign here. Well, I guess while we are waiting for the resign, we can also start wrapping up the stream over here. So we know that Yang Yaolin wins the tournament with 6 wins. Kim Do-hyuk is second with 5 wins, 1 loss, only losing to Yang. Okay, so it looks like they're analyzing already. So this game is over then. Black resigned. So for the third place, I think we need to see the final ball list, so we can't call it yet. Is there something else? I think that covers most of it for today's games. And yesterday it was Andrei Kravets who was doing the commentary. Some interesting games there as well. And I think Tangi was doing the first day, right? So that's also a nice weekend of Go commentaries all around. I hope you enjoyed. You had a good time watching the games. And if there's any last questions or comments you want to make, now is the time. We will finish the stream in a few minutes. It's now 10:30 here in Japan. My sleeping rhythm is also getting a little bit... I usually sleep already at 9 o'clock nowadays. Somehow managing to stay awake. No questions? Nothing? Thanks for watching. You're welcome. So Jan Prokop had a nice tournament, even if he finally didn't quite beat Yang Yaoling in the end. But he beat 2 European professionals, he beat the European champion. He had a good shot at the tournament winner as well. All around very nice performance. Hello. Okay. Yes, you got here just at the end of the stream. We had some interesting games. Also, the previous stream we did today was also interesting. Yeah, games are just wrapped up here. Of course, you can just watch the stream afterwards, so it'll stay there for 2 weeks on Twitch, right? All right, so it seems like there's no further questions coming, so let's wrap up here. So hopefully see you at some next tournament at some point again. Right. So have a nice continuation of the day and see you next time. Bye.